We're at the point in the offseason where things really start to heat up. The hot stove begins to burn and we start to see free agents sign. But the market is usually dictated by those players at the top of it. So what we're going to be doing here over the next coming couple of weeks is we're going to be examining the best free agents and their 5 most likely landing destinations for this 2026 campaign and beyond. So keep it locked in here at the Baseball Banter Broadcast and let's get into it. Now, the next player that we're looking at on the 5 landing destinations is that of Framber Valdez. And we begin with the number 5 team in that of the Houston Astros. When you think about the reunion potential of Framber Valdez and the Houston Astros, the fit is still there. But you have to begin to look at what the Astros have been doing as of late, and that has been letting their stars depart in free agency. So while the fit is still there for this player to be able to go back to Houston, you have to believe that the contract would have to fit into the new budget that the Astros are operating under. And that to me is why he's number 5. This team is number 5 on his list. And it is because of the fact that we have not seen the Astros go big even for bringing back their own stars. And it is with that reason in mind why the Astros are number 5 on the list. Now, coming in at my number 4 pick is that of the Atlanta Braves. And while the Braves may seem like a pick that is somewhat out of left field, there's no doubt in my opinion that adding in a player like Framber Valdez to this roster could absolutely help them get back to the postseason. We saw a down year from the Atlanta Braves in 2025, and there's no doubt about it that they are wanting to go back to the postseason in a serious way. They want to get back to competing for the top of the National League East Division crown. And what better way to do that than to re-strengthen one of the things that has always been known as a strength for the Atlanta Braves organization, and that is pitching. Being able to add in Framber Valdez adds in another legitimate starter to that team and to that rotation. What better way to try and woo a long-term deal out of Spencer Strider than by bringing in reinforcements to that rotation to be able to pitch behind him? I think that when you look at what the Braves could be this offseason, it could be a very big sleeper in several different markets of some of these free agents, one of which is Framber Valdez. So don't be surprised if this dark horse makes a serious run at the left-hander. Now, coming in at number 3 on my list is the Chicago Cubs, another potential dark horse fit for the services of Framber Valdez. When you think about what Valdez could mean and could be in that Chicago Cubs rotation, it is another significant piece in bringing the Cubs back to the dominant level that they used to be at in the National League Central Division. The last several years, the division has been dominated by the Milwaukee Brewers, and Chicago got knocked out by the Brewers in the postseason in 2025. So what better way to answer that back than to go and get yourselves another quality starter to plug into your rotation? With the return of Shody and Managa, and then you add in a player like Framber Valdez, you start to build the pieces to really fortify that rotation and make it a much more significant battle for the National League Division crown. When you think about what this Cubs team could be, with the addition of Framber Valdez, it really does seem like a favorite in the National League Central. Now, as we get into the number 2 team on my list, it is staying in the Lone Star State with the Texas Rangers. We know the Rangers have been somewhat distant in terms of spending money. Now, as we get into the number 2 team on my list, it is that of the Texas Rangers. It's been reported that the Rangers are looking to shed payroll, part of the reason why they got rid of Marcus Semien. But nevertheless, when you think about what the Rangers could be doing, it could just be pivoting to find another alternative way to get better. One such way could be taking the ace pitcher of the in-state division rival, Houston Astros, in Framber Valdez. When you think about what the Rangers could be by adding in Framber Valdez to that rotation, could absolutely be rocketing them right back to the top of the American League West division. And when you think about that divisional battle right now, it does seem to feel just about wide open. Obviously, the Mariners have put themselves into a position where they look like the favorites at this point, but who's to say that the addition of Framber Valdez doesn't shift the gears and shift the focus in that division right back to the Rangers. It was just a couple of seasons ago in 2023 when the Texas Rangers kind of jumped out and surprised the world by winning the World Series. Prior to that, they went out and made bold signings like that of Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. So who's to say this offseason doesn't facilitate the same thing for the Texas Rangers? It would not surprise me to see the Rangers go out and get Framber Valdez. Now, the number one landing destination, in my opinion, for the services of Framber Valdez is that with the New York Mets. The Mets have been bold in terms of their money spending capabilities over the last several years since the acquisition of the team by Steve Cohen. And there's no doubt about it that the timeline that Cohen set out of 3 to 5 years has now elapsed. So what better way to reinforce and facilitate a change in the way that you operate than the way that you've been operating in spending money, but now allocating those resources to better quality players. We saw it last year when the Mets went out and signed Juan Soto to a record-setting $765 million contract. So while Framber Valdez is not going to get that kind of a deal, you can re-solidify your front end of your rotation by bringing in Valdez. For the Mets and David Stearns, obviously he's going to look to spend that money in a wise way. Being able to add the services of a guy like Framber Valdez is only going to facilitate continual growth for the New York Mets and their organization. We know that they are willing to spend the money. We've seen that play out over the last several years, but you also now have this team kind of making moves to signal a different way of doing things. The trade of Brandon Nimmo, a long-standing player in that team, a long-standing face in that franchise, a recognizable face in that franchise, and being able to move on from him made this opportunity for this team to really start to change the face of the organization. Bringing in a guy like Framber Valdez to plug into the top end of that rotation, which has been a source of lack, a place where the team has definitely been lacking over the last couple of years, is having quality starting pitching. By now bringing in a guy who has been known as a quality starting pitcher in Framber Valdez, you give yourselves the opportunity to start laying the groundwork and bringing in pieces that could help you not just get back to the postseason, but try to climb your way back and battle atop that National League East division. Framber Valdez could easily be the opening salvo for the New York Mets in terms of the free agent hunt to get themselves back to the postseason and try to get more. But I want to hear from you, baseball fans. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings down in the comment section below. Where is the most likely landing destination for Framber Valdez? What does that contract look like in terms of dollars and years? I want to hear all those thoughts, theories down in the comment section below. And while you're there, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell for post notifications, as it does truly help us continue to try to build and grow this baseball community. We want to hear what kind of things you want to see from us here at the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And the best way to show your support for the channel is to subscribe and comment below. We have a ton of new contributors here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast and a ton of new content coming in this upcoming season, and you're not going to want to miss any of it. And the best way to do that is to hit that subscribe and the bell for post notifications, so each and every time we drop new content here, you'll be notified. And if you're not seeing the kind of coverage you want on your team here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast, reach out. There may be a place for you on the team to join us. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me here on this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.